a lawyer.
Okay.
Died young, didn't he?
Yeah, he was
Who's
in his
that?
50s when he died. That's my blessed
Grammy.
grandmother.
Did we do
Vasa.
who was over the hairy
That's
guy?
who I'm named after.
My Bethy is named after Vasa.
We did him?
Lori, did we do
She
this
was
person?
the eldest of all these brothers and sisters.
Lori,
Pardon?
did we do this person?
That's my Uncle Harry, yeah, her
Yes.
brother. That's Vasi.
That's great grandma.
That's my grandfather,
Name?
Harry Inbinder.
Is it true that he yelled all the time at Bossy?
He was not a very nice man. Everybody, to know him was to have not liked him. That was the general feeling I got. He was not a very pleasant
Sylvia
person.
has bad stories about him.
And he was a man who never really
Ooh,
had
who's
depth.
that? Ooh, scary.
Where?
The scary one.
This lady right
Aren't I
here.
named
That's my great grandmother.
I'm sorry.
Ruffles, who also I'm named after.
He doesn't
If you
look
notice,
very
she
nice.
has a
Lori.
shavel on.
Well, we're
What's a
The
shavel?
glaring up there.
That was the black wig that Orthodox Jewish
Oh,
women
yeah.
would never go out in public without their hair covered with the black wig. And all these black wigs all looked alike.
Who's this cute little person?
And that's Sylvia. That's Big Sylvia.
Oh, she's adorable.
Get a close up there.
That's Big
In
Sylvia.
Chicago?
As a
Yes.
child, yeah.
She's adorable.
Oh yeah, she was a
good.
pretty little
As the
thing.
little baby,
And the little one is Mildred.
Millie.
Millie, who was sitting on the lap of her father, my Uncle Lou, who was also a very warm and nice man. I used to like him very much.
God, Sylvia looks like Sylvia.
And then there is my Uncle Jake, right above there. He was also a brother
To your,
to my grandmother.
who's this? She's
And
gorgeous.
that's Tante
Wow.
Sarah.
Wow, is
She
she
was
pretty?
married to
Sarah.
Uncle Jake.
We have a Sarah
very
bride.
sweet and nice woman. And
Close up
that's
there.
my Tante Bertha,
Oh.
who is Sylvia's mother.
Oh.
That's Tante Bertha. She was a woman who came here when she was about 16 years old, went to the public library and taught herself how to read and write English. No classes, no nothing. A very,
I
very
get back up
bright
at the whole
woman.
thing.
And that is the
And I think that takes care of
extended
that.
family.
Now, what year did we say the picture was from?
Well, we're
1914
figuring it's
approximately.
approximately
I think we're gonna
1913,
get back to the baby.
maybe 1913, 1914.
Which baby?
Okay,
Look,
now,
my mother appears to be
Oh yeah,
Brian.
who is that baby?
I told
Which
you, that's
baby?
little Sylvia.
The one on the lap in the.
Oh, you said that was
I said, I
Alice.
think that must be Alice.
This one.
That's little Sylvia.
No, we did
Oh.
that.
That's
Okay.
Uncle
And
Carl.
the other
Brian,
one
cut
is
it.
Sylvia's little sister. Sylvia's little sister. Yeah.
No, little Sylvia.
Okay.
Is that,
Who's
That little
beautiful
Shinnepunim.
baby? Oh,
there we go.
That little funny looking little
Wait
girl.
a minute. Hold on. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Grandma
Back up
Lily,
just a little.
at the age of about 6
Grandma
months.
That's good.
Lily.
Is it on?
No, Grandma Laurie.
Is it on? Turn it
I'm
on.
sorry.
Okay.
Must say it's yourself.
I'm sorry. That's me.
Now.
That is I.
We're going to do a transition shot. All right, now what year is this from?
Oh, well, that was
Close up again,
1920,
close up
about
again, close up again.
1926. I was only about 6
Okay.
months
Hold
older.
it. No.
1926 to
Wait.
1988.
Okay, now here we are.
Look what happened.
In 1986.
In 61 and a half years.
Here.
Oh my God.
Wait, hold it up to your face.
All right. Just,
There you go.
here is
Wait,
me. Here I
turn
am.
it a little.
I think
That's
you
good.
look
They
pretty
look
much
great.
like yourself.
Yeah, right. If you saw me walking down the street, you would know exactly
And
who
Leah
it
looks
was.
like you.
Well, all children look alike.
That's not true.
This was taken in California, as a matter of fact.
Susie looked like you a lot.
Because my mother had to go to California because her mother had taken a trip there and become very ill. And my mother went out to California to help take care of her mother. And that's when Tante Bertha went out, too.
All right, now that we've gotten some family history down.
Now, I don't remember if that was
excuse me.
from-
I've always
was that
heard
from
about.
tuberculosis?
When did Joe's family get here? Just give me a little, just 2 seconds.
Well, my father was born in Chicago
Okay,
in
but-
1898, so
okay,
his
but-
family got here before my mother's.
From Poland?
From Russia, from Kiev, and but again, depending on when you left Russia, depending on what country,
And the name was what? Lubitsky?
Lubitsky or Lobetsky, because on his naturalization papers it actually says Lobtesky,
Oh, wow.
And Grandma
which I
Lily
think was an
Inbinder,
error.
right?
What?
Sure, it was however they could,
Was-
whatever
yeah,
the guy
I mean,
could possibly
whoever-
spell.
Grandma Lils was Inbinder?
No, her maiden name was Inbinder, right?
That's what I said.
But her mother's maiden name was Grubman,
Oh.
Grubman. Those were Jake Grubman, Joe Grubman, Harry Grubman, and the rest were women.
And Grandpa Joe's mother's name was?
Well, her name was Ida, but I don't know that I can recall what her maiden name
What was
That's an
her
interesting-
father's name? I mean, Grandpa Joe's father's name.
I said Benjamin.
I
Oh,
wouldn't.
I didn't
that-
say that.
Is that who I'm now?
Yeah, Benny is named after my grandfather Benjamin.
Oh, your grandpa.
Ben Lovetsky.
And was in the picture somewhere? No.
No, this is my
No.
mother's
I'm
family.
sorry, your grandfather's father. All right.
Yeah,
Yes, your
I
mother
don't
was
have a-
sick with TB.
Yeah,
Your
my
grandmother.
grandmother. Yeah.
Oh.
In California, she was ill with TB, which was not an unusual disease.
Who, Grandma Lily's mom?
Yeah. That's when my mother went out to California to help take
And
care
Auntie
of.
Bertha stayed out there.
But there are pictures up there of at least of my grandmother and grandfather on my father's side.
Yeah, that's true. Can we break from history for a moment so we can ask you some questions? And I'd like to go back to history. As a matter of fact, we should go back and get
My
those
grandfather, wait, I will tell you this, that all right, I'll tell you something about what the people
What?
did.
questions. Oh, fun.
What
Go ahead.
My recollection of the family is when they owned grocery stores. My Auntie Lee and Auntie Bertha had a grocery store. The one I remember very well was the one on Kedzie Avenue.
Is that your grandmother, Grandma Lily's
Well,
mother,
that
sister's
was- yeah.
store?
That's Tante Lee and
Where they
Tante
had their
Bertha.
store.
Had a little grocery store, and in the back of the grocery store was a room with a big table, and there was always a cot there, because they were always taking care of people who were coming over from the old country and helping them have a place to put their head, and they had a full kitchen in there. They used to prepare meals, and I remember my Tante Bertha's mama liga. Oh, boy.
What's Mama Lica?
Mama liga is like a whipped cornmeal it's a Romanian dish. And you whip, it's cornmeal,
The national
and
dish.
it's a national dish, right? And then you serve it with butter and sour cream, and it's absolute heaven. But she was the
Sylvia.
only person, I think, who ever made it without a lump. I mean, it was just perfect. It was smooth and delicious.
Sylvia
She would, I
Smith
remember her
made it
whipping it.
perfectly.
I remember her whipping it in a pot. And she did everything by hand. It was just a fascinating thing. And I used to love to come into the store because they would let me wait on people. And I thought that was the most exciting thing, to be able to work behind the counter and weigh the potatoes.
Now, those are the aunties that used to come to Grandma Lily's
Yes,
and bring us
Tante-
tons of baked goods.
Right, Tante
Gwen
Bertha and
says-
Tante Lee.
Bring, and they used to cook in
Yeah.
Mom's kitchen.
They used to make everything, well, then they
remember
cooked at home too.
I remember
This
them
was
bringing
not their
boxes
home,
and
but there
stuff.
was this room in the back that was very often used to house people as they came in from the old country. They couldn't speak English, and they would always, somebody always had a place to put their head and to get a meal into them, and they would, I remember, none of them ever had money, but they always saw to it that even people in the neighborhood, if they knew a family was poor, the family came in to buy one potatoes, they would put 6 potatoes in the bag.
But they didn't have to be Jewish.
No, as a matter of fact, many people in the area were Catholic, and it was the pattern of even the poor Catholics at that time, that before they bought food for their tables, they would always tithe to the church. And the Tantas always knew when there wasn't enough food on that table, if they came in and, as I say, they could only afford to buy 1 potato, they would send them home with 6 potatoes and say, don't worry, take it home, you'll pay when something's wrong with the dishwasher, it's making noises.